May we start the session?
Yeah, I just talked to Professor Ved Prakash. He will be joining in some time. We can start here.
Okay, ma'am.
Good morning, one and all. A warm welcome to all of you to this valedictory session of 1 week FDP program.
Abha miss, we are waiting for Professor Ved Prakash, miss. We'll wait for him to join and then we'll start.
No, I think we can start and
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay. Okay, Dr. Abha, you can continue. Sorry for interrupting.
Excellent. Okay, miss. A warm welcome to all of you to this valedictory session of 1 week faculty development program on instrumental method of analysis organized by Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, Valedictory, in association with St. John's College, Agra, and Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD at SGTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, under the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme. Prayer is an expression of our faith in Almighty. Let us begin by God's blessing with the prayer song.
Come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our God, our Maker. Come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our God, our Maker. For He is our God, and we are the people of His pasture, and the sheep of His hand, just the sheep of His hand.
We are truly overjoyed to have distinguished dignitaries for this valedictory function session. I invite Professor C.G.K. Mary, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, to introduce the chief guest. CG Miss, can you hear me?
Hello,
Yes, Miss.
am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Respected Professor A.K. Bekshi, Vice Chancellor, PDM University, Dr. Susan Varghese, Head of the Department of Chemistry, St. John's College, Agra, Dr. Tresia Elias Principaulos, Coordinator of the FDP program, Bishop Moore College, faculty members, research scholars. Very warm good morning to all of you. It is with great pleasure that I stand here in the valedictory function of the one-week National Faculty Development Program, jointly organized by Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, St. John's College, Agra, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD. I am extremely happy to introduce the chief guest and dignitaries who have joined us today. We are happy to have Professor A.K. Bekshi from the Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Haryana, Chairman of National Resource Center of Chemistry of the MHRD, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD, and Center for E-Learning with us. He has held the prestigious Sri Shankarlal Chair of Chemistry in the University of Delhi for more than 2 decades and was also head of the Department of Chemistry, University of Delhi. He has received several awards and academic honors and was felicitated twice for distinctive and outstanding contributions to education, including e-transformation of the University of Delhi. It is an honor to have Professor A.K. Bekshi with us today. We warmly welcome you, sir. We are also very happy to have our beloved principal, Professor Jacob Chandy, patron of this FDP program. Is a good leader. Under his guidance, Bishop Moore College has progressed and ranked 76 in colleges category NIR of 2020. With great joy, we welcome you, sir. Dr. Vimal Ra, National Coordinator, Project Head, and Joint Director, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD, is a Senior Chemistry Faculty and Deputy Director of Center for E-Learning at SDTP Khalsa College, University of Delhi. Under her academic, administrative, and technical guidance, more than 50 MOOCs in 4-quadrant format have been developed for Swayam and other platforms. We are extremely happy to have Dr. Vimal Ra with us today. Dr. Susan Varghese, Head of the Department of Chemistry and IQC Coordinator of St. John's College, Agra, Coordinator of FDP with us today. She is a recipient of Excellence in Teaching and Research Award, Mahatma Gandhi Excellence Award. She has been the convener for various national and international conferences and reviewer of many journals. With great joy, I welcome you, ma'am. Dr. Tresia Elias Principaulos, coordinator of this program, has done a wonderful job in organizing this FDP program. I take this time to congratulate the effort taken by Dr. Princi. It is the great teamwork of all the faculties in the Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, made this program a great success. Faculties and research scholars in chemistry, physics, and biology are attending this faculty development program. Thank you very much for attending this program and hope that all of you have been benefited by this program. I welcome you all. Once again, I welcome you all, this valedictory function. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor C.G.K. Medi. The week-long FDP, organized through the virtual platform, has definitely turned out to be an augmented one for each participant. I call upon Dr. Tresia Principaulos, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, who is also the coordinator of this FDP, to present the report of the program. Princimus. I think Princimus is facing some technical difficulties. Somehow we have to move on.
Abha, I think her connectivity was lost.
Yes, yes.
You can move to the next session.
Okay, okay. Just trying to sort out the technical difficulty. However, we are moving ahead. A pessimist complains about the wind, an optimist tries to change it, and a leader adjusts the sails. An A grade by NAC in the third cycle of reaccreditation and 76th rank in NARF ranking 2020, Bishop College has truly flourished under the guidance of Professor Jacob Channing. Our principal, he is a leader with clear vision. Now I invite Professor Jacob Channing, patron of this FDP, to deliver the presidential address. Over to you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Respected Professor A.K. Bakshiji, Vice Chancellor, PDM University, Haryana. Respected Dr. Vimal Rai, National Coordinator, Project Head and Joint Director, Guru Angad Dev, Teaching Learning Center of Ministry of Education. Dr. Susan Varghese, Coordinator and IQAC coordinator of this FDP and IQAC coordinator of St. John's College, Agra. Dear C.G. Mary, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara. Dr. Tricia alias Prince Paulos, Coordinator of this FTP program, Bishop Moore College. Faculty members, research scholars, and my dear participants. It's with great pride and joy that I preside over the valedictory function of this 1 week online National Faculty Development Program on Instrumental Methods of Analysis, jointly organized by Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, St. John's College, Agra, and Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of Ministry of Education under the Pandit Madan Mohan Malavya National Mission on Teachers and Training Scheme from 7th to 30th October 2020. This FDP has been a successful joint venture of the three collaborating institutions. I take this opportunity to congratulate the entire organizing team of the FDP, including the Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, on the successful completion of this faculty development program as indicated by the report of the event, and that will be presented. It has been an honor to have dignitaries and distinguished academicians like Professor A.K. Bakshiji, Dr. Vimal Rai, Professor Chandrabose Narayana, Dr. Srikant, Dr. John Sriyak, Dr. Vignesh Vijayan, and Dr. Vimal Rai as our resource persons in this FDP. I am sure the participants have been enriched and inspired through this program. We are happy to continue our association with Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center and St. John's College, Agra. Bishopur College always serves to accomplish its vision to nurture the inquiring mind to be liberated by truth, empowered by knowledge, committed to service and communal harmony, championing the cause of women and the marginalized, and to create a sustainable environment. Coming together is a marvelous experience. Instead of remaining as separate islands, we, the three institutions, are setting a model of collaboration. We are setting a model of collaboration and we are sharing our resources, we are sharing our resource persons. 1 plus 1 is usually 2. But in our environment, 1 plus 1 is more than 2. That is the meaning of synergy or fellowship. Through these forms of through these exercises, we form a unique methodology of teamwork. Teamwork means more we and less me. We are happy to have served you by providing a teaching learning environment through this 1 week FDP program. Bishopur College extends its sincere thanks to St. John's College, Agra, and Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of the Ministry of Education and all the responsible persons in that institution, the eminent resource persons of the FDP, and all the participants from different parts of this country. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Jacob Jati, sir. Indeed, it's my great honor and privilege to invite Dr. Vimal Rao, the project head and joint director of GARD TLC of MHRD, head and faculty of Department of Chemistry, SGTB Khalsa, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Abha. Good morning, everyone. Most respected Professor A.K. Bakshi, Vice Chancellor, PDM University and Chairman of our centers. Most respected Professor Ved Prakash, former Chairman UGC, will be joining very, very soon. Respected Professor S.P. Singh and respected Professor Ashok Mittal, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Agra in absentia. Respected Professor Jacob Chandy, Principal, Bishop Muri College. My colleague, Dr. Sujan Varghese from St. John's College, Agra. Other organizing committee members from Bishop Muri College and St. John's College. I think it's a wonderful association for this three collaborative institute. And most importantly, my dear colleagues from different parts of the country as participants. And I am happy to know there are some research scholars also who have joined, who are aspiring teachers and the future generation teachers with us. So it's a really, really exciting journey of 1 week starting from 7th till today. But as usual, I will say it is not the end of the journey. It is a continued association with those who are already with us and a new association with those who have joined for the first time in our programs. At Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, which is the center of Ministry of Education, under the very prestigious Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme, we have been working in the visionary leadership of Professor A.K. Bakshi and mentoring of Professor Ved Prakash and the execution done by myself and Dr. Jaswinder Singh as executive heads. We are trying to transform the education system, mainly focusing at higher education, but yes, through your efforts, we will try to also take it to the school education system. And that transformation we are trying to do a bit with the integration of ICT and bringing the newer pedagogies into the teaching learning space. And it is a wonderful new dimension of the self learning, co learning, and this online learning as teachers we have found, and as learners. And I think the same we have to extend it to our students as well. That in this FDP also, as participant, you have learned the various ways how we have been coordinating with you, and you have been finding some ways of communicating. I think that's the signal over and above the resource persons who have shared their expertise with you. And take it further, try to do the hand holding with each other, try to do the hand holding with your students. And this is now a new era of education, with the National Education Policy 2020 also in place, which is still again and again emphasizing. It's not that the earlier policy did not emphasize on quality, but the emphasis more on formative assessments and the newer technologies and techniques. But I think this time we are more confident in Indian education system, that the National Education Policy 2020, whatever it is envisaging, I think we all are ready to embrace the change, because change is what has to be very, very important. NEP 20 may be writing anything, but unless or until we as teachers start working to make that change happen, the change will not really happen. And that change will be brought with the faculty development programs like this and many more. So I request all of you to join in a continuous way of learning more and more, so that we can transfer that to our students. And let us take this exciting new journey, bridge those barriers of physical boundaries. I think the way St. John's College and Bishop Muri College, we have collaborated, and we are ready to take more collaborations with each and every institution and take that learning into a new dimension. So let us work together with these technologies. Now it is possible. The physical boundaries no longer are there. First, let's start in our country and then go to global as well. And that is the new way we have to take these things further. So my congrats to all the participants for successfully completing this, and my special thanks to all the resource persons who have been a part of this program. And very special thanks for today's valedictory go to Professor Ved Prakash, who will be joining as chief guest, for him to be agreeing a part and for delivering that special address by him. And again, special thanks to Professor A.K. Bakshi, who has always been with us in all the programs. And let me share, from post-corona, we have done the amplifying effect ourselves. Last 4 years, 2016, when we started, there were only 10,000 teachers, and now it is like 25,000 teachers we have touched, more than 25 FDPs, more than 60 webinars, and we are taking this journey, and we wish that all of you also collaborate with us. So I will look forward for more interactions and learning. And the teacher secret, as I told you in my session, we will be looking forward for your contribution. So let's make that change happen. Whatever we have been thinking that in education system, this is the flaw, let us, this is the opportunity, let us start thinking in that direction, let's start contributing, and let's make that change. So the change has to be a sea, but let's create that drop. But I'm sure our drops will create ripples and will be converting that into storm. With this, thank you so much, and be with us in our Telegram group and join us in more activities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vimal ma'am. Now I'll call upon Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, who's also the coordinator of this FDP, to present the report of the program.
Thank you, Dr. Abba. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Miss. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I apologize for the technical issues. Okay, so respected dignitaries, faculty members, colleagues, and all my dear participants. It is with great pride that I present the report of the one-week online National Faculty Development Program on instrumental methods of analysis held during 7th to 13th October 2020. The program was organized by Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, in association with Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD and St. John's College, Agra. The aim and objective of the FDP was to inspire and motivate the participants and to prepare them for the ever-changing nature of higher education. The program was designed to give the participants an understanding on the three major instrumental techniques, analytical techniques used in science and research for characterization of materials across the various streams and to enhance their skills in teaching these concepts, thereby improving the quality of education in the country. The objective of the program was to encourage participants to revisit the fundamentals of these important analytical techniques and also to give an essence of these techniques to those participants who are unfamiliar with it. The chief patrons of the FDP are Professor A.K. Bakshi, Honorable Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Haryana, Chairman of the Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of the MHRD, and Professor Ashok Mittal, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Agra. The patrons of the FDP are Professor S.P. Singh, Principal, St. John's College, Agra, and Professor Jacob Janti, Principal, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara. Dr. Vimal Rad is the National Coordinator, Project Head, and Joint Director of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of the MHRD. The coordinators of this FDP are Dr. Susan P. Varghese, IQAC Coordinator of St. John's College, Agra, and Dr. Ranjit Matthew Abraham, IQAC Coordinator, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara. It was a great experience for me as a coordinator to work as a coordinator on this FDP program. Conducting a program like this is always teamwork, and it would not have been possible without the relentless support of my dear colleagues in the Department of Chemistry. The Department of Chemistry is an all-woman faculty department, but nevertheless, we are a team of dedicated teachers headed by Professor Sijike Mary, who are ready to use whatever little, but all the talent and ability that we have for the community, education, and science. I take this opportunity to appreciate their sincere efforts. Dr. Deepa Thomas, Ms. Bessie Mary Phillip, and Dr. Priya Mary Abraham are the associate coordinators of this FDP program. The resource persons of the FDP are Professor A.K. Bakshi, Chief Patron of the FDP, Vice Chancellor of PDM University, Haryana, Professor Chandrabas Narayana, Dean, Research and Development, Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, and Dr. A. Srikanth, Associate Professor, National Institute of Technology, Trichy, Dr. Jobin Siriak, Associate Professor, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Trivandrum, Dr. Vinesh Vijayan, Associate Professor, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, and Dr. Vimal Rar, Coordinator, National Coordinator, Project Head, and Joint Director of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of the MHRD. The FDP received an overwhelming response of 140 participants from different parts of the country. 56% of the participants were from chemical sciences, 38% were from physical sciences, and 6% of them from biological sciences. The inaugural session of the FDP was on 7th October 2020 from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Dr. Vimal Rar, National Coordinator, Project Head and Joint Director of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center, introduced the FDP. Dr. Susan Varghese, IQAC Coordinator of St. John's College, Agra, introduced the theme of the FDP. The coordinator, myself, introduced the distinguished guests and dignitaries in the inaugural session. Professor S.P. Singh, Principal, St. John's College, Agra, and Professor Jacob Chandy, Principal, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, delivered the guest of honor. Professor A.K. Bakshi, Honorable Vice Chancellor of PDM University, officially inaugurated the program and delivered the Chief Patron Address. Dr. Ranjit Matthew Abraham, IQAC Coordinator of Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, felicitated the occasion, and Professor C.G.K. Mary, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, proposed the vote of thanks. The first session of the FDP, held on 7th October at 11:30 a.m., was the keynote address delivered by Professor A.K. Bakshi, Chief Patron of the FDP. He spoke on the topic National Education Policy 2020 and quality of higher education, a teacher's perspective. He stressed on the importance of higher education for the development of the country. He talked about various aspects of National Education Policy 2020. He highlighted the importance of professional development of teachers, as they are going to play a very important role in achieving the objectives of national education policy. He also spoke on the various challenges that lay ahead for teachers. He discussed MOOCs, Swayam portal, teacher education, importance of collaboration in research, and importance of technology in education. He detailed the emphasis given to technology in the national education policy and encouraged teachers to embrace the challenges, the changes in pedagogical methods, and use them for improving the quality of higher education in the country. The talk was very inspiring and motivating, as was clear from the feedbacks received from the participants. The second session, the sessions on the second day of the FDP was on vibrational spectroscopy. The first session of the second day was taken by Professor Chandrabas Narayana, Dean, Research and Development, Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bangalore. He gave a talk on introduction to basics of Raman spectroscopy. Starting from group theory, he discussed on the symmetry elements in molecules, point groups, character tables, reducible and irreducible representations, and how to find different vibrational modes associated with a molecule. He discussed the mutual exclusion principle, selection rules of Raman spectroscopy, and the different types of vibrations in molecules, taking the example of water and other small molecules. The second session of the second day was taken by Dr. A. Shrikant, Associate Professor, National Institute of Technology, Trichy. He gave a talk on IR theory and applications. He discussed molecular spectra, Morse potential curve, the vibrational frequencies of different functional groups, and IR spectra of some molecules as examples in detail. Both the sessions of day 3 was taken by Dr. Jobin Syriac, Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Trivandrum. In the first session, he gave a detailed information on the instrumentation of mass spectrometer. He discussed in detail the different ionization methods used in mass spectrometry, and such as electron ionization, chemical ionization, MOLDI, electrospray ionization, and secondary ion mass spectrometry. He then moved on to talk about the different types of analyzers, such as the electric and magnetic sector analyzer, quadrupole mass analyzer, ion trap, time of flight, Orbitrap, including tandem mass spectrometry. In his second session, he talked on the interpretation of mass spectra. He discussed the different types of masses, nitrogen rule, rule of 13, fragmentation mechanisms, and MS imaging. Both the sessions of day 4 was taken by Dr. Vinesh Vijayan, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. In the first session, Dr. Vijayan talked on the theory and instrumentation of NMR. He talked about the nuclear spin states, orbital and spin angular momentum, Zeeman effect, chemical shifts, shielding and deshielding, splitting patterns, coupling constants, and the instrumentation aspects of NMR. In the second session, he talked on the number of signals, splitting of signals, coupling constant, carbon-13 NMR, and NMR spectroscopy of proteins. At the end of each session, There was a question and answer section where the resource persons clarified the doubts of the participants and answered all the questions in detail. After each session, a quiz based on multiple choice questions were given to the participants with a reasonable deadline. Besides this, three assignments and one project based on the 3 spectroscopic techniques has been given for evaluating their understanding. At the end of each session, feedbacks from the participants were collected. It is difficult to conduct a program for multidisciplinary participants who have different levels of understanding on a subject. However, the resource persons have tried to cater to the needs of all the participants from different branches of science. From the comments in the feedbacks of the participants, it is explicit that all the sessions were informative, effective, and helpful. Today, on the final day of the FDP, the last session of the FDP was taken by Dr. Vimal Rao. She spoke on the topics of Arpit courses, Swayam, e-content, teachers e-kit, flipped classrooms, how to make good e-content, and how to be good tech-savvy teachers. The talk motivated the teachers, and here we are now, dear participants, we are here in the valedictory session of this 1-week National Faculty Development Program. This is the second FDP that Bishop Moore College is organizing in association with Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of the MHRD and St. John's College, Agra. We are thankful to both these institutes for giving us this opportunity to organize this 1-week faculty development program. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Tresia. I take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Tresia and her team members who worked really hard for the successful conduct of this faculty development program. We are happy to have Dr. Susan Verghese, the co-coordinator of this FDP, and IQAC coordinator and head of the Department of Chemistry, St. John's College, Agra. With great respect and joy, I welcome you, ma'am, for your address.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Abha. And very good morning to all of you, especially Honorable Professor Ved Prakashji, Professor, former UGC Chairman, Professor A.K. Bakshiji, Vice Chancellor, PDM University, Haryana, and Chairman GAD TLC of MHRD, and Chief Patron of this program also, Professor Ashok Mittalji, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar University, and as well as Chief Patron of this program, Professor Jacob Chandy, Principal, Moore College, Kerala, and Professor S.P. Singh, Principal, St. John's College, and both are the patrons of this program, and Dr. Vimal Rao, National Coordinator of FDP, as well as Project Head and Joint Director of GAD TLC of MHRD. And Dr. C.I. Elias, a very active coordinator and for Department of Chemistry, and head Dr. C.G. Mary, ma'am, and rest members of the Chemistry Department and organizing team, and my dear participants. Very good afternoon to each one of you. Really, it is a matter of privilege, and I really feel proud to be with each one of you on this auspicious occasion of a valedictory function of week-long FDP on instrumentational methods. I really feel, I trust that you all have been enriched with the various aspects of this IR, NMR, and mass spectroscopy, and really you must have been nourished with the new knowledge and enriching your knowledge. And after this week-long strenuous FDP program, you are going to go out with a more confidence like in teaching these instrumentational methods to your students, whether it is in the research or in your academic classes. I would like to, like last week, I could not share my video of about the St. John's College. I would like to share this time. And This is our St. John's College. So this is our arts and commerce, as well as the administrative block is in this building. Apart from this, we have 3 more hostels and 1 science building one science building and a central library of exactly of the same nature made up of the sandstone. And apart from these old buildings, we have 2 multi-story new buildings are also there for BBA courses and for education. I would like to tell you St. John's College offers courses under the 5 faculties, 3 in regular and 2 in self-finance mode. College has 16 postgraduate departments with facilities for research and 3 undergraduate departments. The college also runs 5 self-finance recognized courses, that is BCom vocational, that is UGC approved course since 2002, BBA, BEd, MA Urdu, postgraduate diploma in clinical psychology, and 2 partially self-financed degree programs like BSc with industrial chemistry and BSc with computer science. St. John's College is a co-educational institution with the men-women ratio is 35 to 65. The residential character of the college reflects itself through its 2 hostels, one for women students, that is Davis House, and other for men students, Bishop French and Haileybury. And Bishop French is meant for the reserve scholars. And this is I would like to show our famous alumni, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma, former President of India, Dr. Shailendra Kumar Singh, former Governor of Rajasthan. Here, Dr. Kulshad Alam Khan, former Governor of Karnataka, is also our alumni. And this is Sri Pankaj Pachori, former media advisor to former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. And the next is Meera Shankar. She is an ambassador to US. And this is the photograph is, this is a Padma Shri Dr. D.K. Hasra, and he got Padma Shri in 2014. This is what I told you about. Our college has entered into an international collaboration with the South African Open University. And about the Department of Chemistry, our department is DST FIST sponsored. More than 115 candidates on their PhD, more than 600 papers have been published, more than 15 projects have been completed in our department. And I've told you last time also, no other colleges in UP has a sophisticated instruments like our lab, especially in UP I'm talking about. And there are more than 400 students have been benefited with that. We offer BSc Vocational Industrial Chemistry since 2002, following the UGC syllabus. And we have almost 5,000 reference books in our department library, and research facilities are available in each teacher's room. And these are the instrumentation these are the instruments we have in the instrumentation lab. We have AS, we have FTIR. Just look how big the FTIR. This we procured in 2005. Now the latest one is very compact in size. This is one of the double beam UV visible spectrophotometer we have. This is a single beam UV visible spectrophotometer we have. Now you know that single beam and can also have the properties like the double beam persist. And this is the HPLC. This is the air monitor, weather station, and indoor and outdoor air monitoring system. And this is the dehumidifier. We used to keep it to remove the moisture from the room for this FTIR. And this is the skill development course we used to conduct since 2006. This is our team. Every year we have 13 students, including our research scholars, and these are all our faculty members. We train these students on these instruments. Our department is established in 1903 and the PG classes started from 1913. And this is the first international conference we had in Klaksharas in 2009. I said since our instrumentation is mainly based on environmental monitoring and environmental related issues to be tackled. Hence, we concentrate on conferences with the sustainable development based on the environmental aspects. And he is again Dr. A.K. Balian, our alumni. This is the photograph of college is honoring him with the college color. He is, then he was Director HR ONGC, and now he is with the Reliance Group. And this is the conference which we had it in 2018. Here also, like Dr. A.K. Baliani is here first. He was one of the alumni. He is with the in a Reliance Group at the moment. After he quit ONGC, he joined Petronet and now he is with the Reliance Group. He is again an alumni. This is Mr. Narendra Taneja. He is a BJP spokesperson and he is a director, independent energy resources. He is Dr. Gupta. He's IAS, former secretary with the government of India. In this, after this program, this also we had it in Klaksharas only. After that, in every conference we release proceedings of that abstracts and the papers. And this is 2019. This is our college hall. This is our college hall. Here again, these are alumni are Dr. Sharma. He is IFS. He is the Director Biodiversity Board of Gujarat. And he is again Dr. J. Sharma. He is General Manager ONGC. This is Dr. Dinesh Jain, President of Flux Industry, which I said the industry who started preparing PPE kit in association with IIT Delhi. This also we had released proceedings and a souvenir. And along with that, we have in chemistry department, every department we have societies. But in chemistry, 2019, we celebrated a silver jubilee, celebrated golden jubilee of our chemical society. This chemical society is it is run by students only with the help of the teachers. So the 2019, we had celebrated a silver golden jubilee, and so we had organized an alumni meet also. Along with this conference, third day, we have organized an alumni meet of this CHEMISO members in Holiday Inn. And these are the linkages we have established, University of Portugal, say, we have heavy metal analysis almost. So it is being sponsored by University of Portugal. For the analysis, this analysis, what we are doing is of our department of botany of our college only. Yeah, and then for Hindustan newspaper also has taken up a new linkage with us for the heavy metal analysis of the groundwaters found in and around Agra. And this Petronet has upgraded by providing 3 lakhs rupees. We upgraded our departmental library. And National Geographic Channel, I told you last time, and this is again this is an NGO who came up to before they want to dig 10 borewell for the villagers. They wanted us to have the water check for them. So these are the linkages we have formed the last 5 years. And this is a few clippings of the National Geographic Channel documentary film. This is again my research team, and I are in this documentary with the IIT Delhi Structural Engineering Department. And this is the other collaboration which we have. We have opened an Agra chapter with the Society for Indoor Environment. This is our bishop, Professor Bishop Dr. P.P. Habib, and this is Dr. Arun Sharma. He is from University of Delhi, and he is the president of that Society of Indoor Environment. This is our principal, and Professor Priyanka. They are the president and secretary of this SIE. And another, this is another collaboration we have established with the GAD TLC in this year. This is the latest collaboration, and apart from, of course, Valedictory College, that is a tri-party collaboration we have established. So, I don't want to go because since 1 week you have been hearing about this nuclear spectroscopy, NMR, and NMR IR, and all this is the NMR IR, and this is the latest, the compact FTIR, which I say, otherwise it used to have one huge space it used to occupy. Now it's a very compact instrument presently. This is the one, and along with that, a mathematical program to upgrade it. We call it as a FTIR, for a transform infrared spectrophotometer. This is to coupled with the IR, and the latest the advancement in IR is that thermogravimetry, that is TG, the thermogravimetric machine in association with an infrared, that is TGA, thermogravimetric analyzer with the infrared. So that is a coupled program, that is the latest. And another latest one is infrared with the GC, gas chromatograph. Here again, ultimately the idea is to identify the structure, but these, that suppose you have a signal, a sharp signal at 3,500 centimeter inverse, you say that water molecule is present as an adulterant, is present. Similarly, but that you can, even with an ordinary IR, you will be able to identify. But why do we need a thermogravimetric infrared system and a gas chromatography infrared analyzer? Just to find the adulterant present in your compound. And the next is, this is the mass spectrometer. This is a mass spectrometer. Here also, in the case of mass spectrometer, again, this instrument, mass spectrometer, it came in the year 1918 and to 1919 in this last century only, and due to the the efforts of the British chemist and physicist Francis A. Austin, and he won a Nobel Prize for chemistry also. Although he was a physicist, later he became a chemist, and in 1922 he won Nobel Prize for chemistry for his work in this mass spectrometry. So with that, I thank everyone for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this valedictory function. And I thank the principal as well as the organizing team of Bishop Moore College for keeping an alliance, a collaboration with St. John's College, Agra, along with the GAD TLC, New Delhi. Thank you, everyone. Namaskar. Over to you.
Thank you. The guidance, support, and cooperation of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD, SGTD Khalsa College, University of Delhi, with whom we have collaborated, cannot be merely put down on words. Bishop College will always be grateful to the center for this joint venture. It's a great honor and privilege to have Professor A.K. Bakshi, the Vice Chancellor of PDF University, Haryana, the Chairman of GAD TLC MHRD, and the Chief Patron of this FDP. With great respect, I welcome you, sir, to deliver the Chief Patron's address.
Thank you very much for your very kind words of introduction. Esteemed Professor Ved Prakash ji, former Chairman, University Grants Commission, and today's event's chief guest, Professor Ashok Mittal ji, Vice Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra, in absentia, Professor Jacob Chandy, Principal Bishop Moore College, Professor S.P. Singh, Principal St. John's College, Agra, in absentia, Dr. Vimal Rar, National Coordinator of this Faculty Development Program, Dr. Susan Varghese, Coordinator, Dr. Thomas, and Dr. Teresa Princi Paulos, coordinators for this program, faculty members of the three institutions, and dear participants from all over the country. It's indeed a great pleasure and honor for me to be a part of this valedictory function, which is marking the culmination of the faculty development program jointly organized by three leading institutions of the country: Bishop Moore College, St. John's College, and SGTB Khalsa College through Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center. I'm very happy to know that this faculty development program has been a huge success. As I was just going through the report which was presented, it really covered very important aspects of instrumental methods of analysis. But more important is that the renowned resource persons delivered the talks. I think that becomes very, very important. They covered important instrumental methods under spectroscopy, namely vibrational, Raman, and NMR. And then also one instrumental method under separation techniques, basically mass spectrometry, was also covered. I'm very sure that you must have benefited a great deal from this faculty development program. It must have made many concepts clear to you. And I'm very sure that you will pass them on to your students, because this is the topic which is normally taught in MSc classes. And it is very important in research also. You know, one very important takeaway which I feel for all of you is that such faculty development programs have become the need of the hour. Professional development of teachers is a journey and not a destination. The way the knowledge is growing, doubling of knowledge is taking place almost in 73 days. It means we are becoming irrelevant and outdated if we do not keep ourselves abreast with these developments. Rather, I would say that the need of the faculty development program for senior faculty members is all the more, because they might have done their MSc or PhD maybe 20, 30, 40 years back. So they need to know what are the new developments. And that is, I personally feel that these faculty development programs should be made compulsory for everybody. Because, ultimately the purpose is to improve the teacher's knowledge, skills, etc., so that they can, transfer it to their students. And I'm very sure that once they know this and once they have the clarity, even the quality of teaching would also improve. And one more thing which is coming from this faculty development program, which is of concern to me, is that in India, there is a serious problem of quality research. Most of these universities and colleges focus on teaching, and they teach students so that they learn the things, appear in the examinations, and go up the ladder. We do not focus much on training of mind. And hardly there is a focus on preparing our young people for future research. Research is never the criteria, it seems. And it is primarily because of our poor research programs that we do not figure anywhere in world rankings of the universities or institutions. Even the QS rankings for the year 2021, which have been released, the top position from India goes to IIT Bombay with 172 position. And the university which occupies the top position from India is University of Delhi with 501 position. There are, of course, a few institutions, they are doing very well, but not all. It's primarily because of this that the new education policy, while setting up the apex body of National Research Foundation, does emphasize that in India, there is a need to foster research culture and to increase research capacity. Now, these 2 points have been specially mentioned because this culture is missing. Most of the people think, as in other courses, there will be some course, even in research also, they will do and pass it. And that is why, I always say that there is a dearth of creative minds in India. We need to foster research culture. And this can be done only by improving the quality of teaching learning, having modern syllabi. Even new education policy says syllabi should be light, but they should also be modern. And if new topics are added in the syllabus, how will teachers be able to do justice with them? That will be possible only if teachers are also professionally trained, because they also might not have read that. So, it's not going to be that easy. And as far as the research capacity is concerned, in India, for 1 lakh of population, we have only 15 researchers. Whereas China has 111 and USA has almost 800. Because, people don't see much future in research. They think what we will get out of that. So I think this mindset needs to be changed. And please remember, our young people cannot become good researchers overnight. The habit of out-of-box thinking, innovation, and creativity needs to be nurtured from childhood. I mean, from school level. That is why school education becomes very important. Because by the time a student comes to college or university, he or she is already 18 to 19 years old. So he or she is used to one way of learning. It will become very difficult to change that. So dear participants, my only message to you is, and the most important takeaway is, you should enhance the quality of teaching, learning. You should encourage curiosity amongst the students, because curiosity is the seed of creativity, and then slowly they can become good researchers. So I'm very sure that this message must have gone to you, and you will continue to improve the quality of teaching by improving yourself also. You should also become lifelong learner and inspire your students also to do that. So I once again thank the organizers for giving this opportunity to me to share some of my thoughts on what could be the important takeaways from this faculty development program. And I'm very sure that we will continue to meet, and we already have very useful collaborations with Bishop Moore College and St. John's College, and I think it is the second time we are having this collaboration, and there will be many more in the future also. And all the best to you. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you very much, Bakshi sir. It is our great privilege and honor to have Dr. Professor Ved Prakash, former chairman UGC, in our midst. Professor Ved Prakash, a recipient of US Fulbright postdoctoral fellowship, has held a number of coveted positions in premier national and international organizations. Professor Ved Prakash has a unique distinction of serving University Grants Commission, Government of India, the apex organization of the higher education in the country. In all the 3 years, key positions as Secretary, Vice Chairman, and Chairman. Professor Ved Prakash also served as an advisor, Education Planning Commission, Government of India, as Acting Chairman, National Council for Teacher Education as Professor, and Head, Department of Educational Measurement and Evaluation. In addition to that, he acts as an Associate Professor, Institute of Banking Personnel Selection, IBPS, and as Joint Director, Staff Selection Commission, Government of India. More than that, he has authored a number of books, articles, and research papers in a wide spectrum of areas connecting higher education, policy making, educational planning, and administration. With great respect, I welcome you, sir, to deliver the valedictory address.
Welcome, sir. So you'll have to unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
I've done it. The host was not letting me do that. Thank you very much, respected Professor Jacob Chandy, Principal of Bishop Mary College, respected Professor Sujan Varghese from St. John's College, my very esteemed colleague, Professor A.K. Bakshi, Dr. Vimal Rar, and other members of the faculty from both the institutions. It's indeed a matter of great honor for me to be with you during this valedictory function. And I would like to compliment and congratulate actually the TRAD, the Teaching Learning Center of Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of Khalsa College, Bishop Murray College, and St. John College for having organized this faculty development program on such an important aspect of education. Let me share with you today that the foundation of higher education in this country was laid way back in 1781 in the city of Calcutta. And there is a reason for which I'm sharing this brief history of higher education with you. The people of the city of Calcutta, those who were people of creditable reputation, they decided to meet the then Governor General Warren Hastings with a request that they would impress upon him to set up a college in the city of Calcutta. So they went and they pleaded before the Governor General, underlining the significance of education in the city and in the country. But the Governor General did not oblige them for 36 long years. In fact, that was the Governor General who was also charged later on for corruption, and he was removed from there. But what happened was that they waited for 36 long years before they decided to set up their own college in the name of Hindu College in Calcutta. So the higher education started off from a college located in Calcutta in 1817. And that ignited the aspirations amongst the other leaders of the country, and they also started setting up colleges like Pune College, Hooghly College, Elphinstone College, Patna College, Madras Christian College. So over a period of 40 long years, they set up a large number of colleges. So higher education was imparted only through the colleges. And these colleges, like we have two colleges today, Bishop Murray College and this St. John's College. They're very illustrious institutions. Those colleges, they were not awarding degrees actually. They were awarding only the completion certificate. They were awarding only the finishing certificate. And those certificates were good enough for the Indian citizens to go and pursue higher education in places like Cambridge, Oxford, and other overseas institutions of higher learning. The point that I am trying to make is that the colleges were very illustrious institutions at that point in time because of the visionary leadership that we had. And it was only in 1857 when the government decided to set up 3 universities in the port cities of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. And some of you may be surprised that they were not the centers of teaching and learning actually. Though they were named universities, but they were not the centers of teaching and learning. They were the centers of testing the knowledge imparted through the colleges located in the different parts of the country. And then see the visionary leadership of Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee, who took over as the Vice Chancellor of Calcutta University in 1914. He decided to set up the postgraduate department for postgraduate programs and research. And it was his independent decision actually, much against the wish of the then government, so much so that he invited wrath of the government, and the government set up a commission which was known as Calcutta University Commission to probe into the affairs of the Calcutta University. But as we talk about research in higher education, so if you look into the history of the modern Indian higher education, the research era began from 1914 because of the visionary leadership, courage of Sir Ashutosh Mukherjee. And I was glancing through the status of research in India, and I found out that the period between 1920 to 1945 was the golden period of research in India. Though the quantity was very less, but the quality of research was so superb that it received recognition at the international level. And one such recognition was for the C.V. Raman effect actually. So point that I'm trying to make here is that the colleges are very illustrious institutions, but in the present time, now the colleges are going to face number of challenges because of the massification, because of the proliferation of the institutions. So the question arises why the children are going to come to you now. What would be the right motivation for the students to come to St. John's College, Agra? What would be the right motivation for the students to come to Bishop Murray College? And what would be the right kind of motivation to go to Vimal's place for the students? The students are going to look up for the additional values actually, which you are going to provide to the students. The students are also going to look up for the additional values at what cost. So the biggest challenge before the colleges is to provide quality education at an affordable cost. And there is a paradox in it actually. On the one hand, you are seeking quality, but on the other hand, you are seeking quality at a lower rate. So this is the challenge which the current generation of colleges are facing. The students would come to you only when they would know that you are not teaching about the knowledge. You are not transmitting only the existing knowledge, but you are letting them know the application of knowledge of the subject. Application of analytical skills, which is the most critical ability to be successful in any industry. I was happy to listen to Professor Bakshi, who was talking about the development of the analytical abilities, the critical abilities, the problem solving abilities actually. These things are disappearing. Even the students who enter into the portals of our most premier institutions through quota nursery, when they pass out from there and when they go and face the proud products of the Western institutions of higher learning, they find themselves in a very tight spot. And if someone asks them to redesign a thermostat, which is more efficient and cost effective, then what they would do is that they would look up for the diagram which was published by somebody in 1960th edition of the book. They would not use their analytical ability actually because they have not been trained like that. And this is how the pass outs of an average institutions of higher learning of the Western world outrank the pass outs of the most premier institutions of our country. So this is the challenge. This is the real challenge actually. Why do they rank out? Why are they outranked actually by the pass outs of an average institution of Western country? Because in those countries, students are taught amazing things right from early days. They do not wait that they would learn only when they are sent for the internship into the industry or to the workshop. They do it right in the class. And I think this faculty development program, wherein you have talked about the instrumental methods of analysis, you would have laid greater emphasis on this aspect. So it requires the much depends upon the visionary leadership of the colleges. Colleges are going to be under tremendous pressure now as a consequence of the recommendations of the National Education Policy. You will have to develop the institutional development plan by 2030 with a view to transforming yourself into a multi-faculty institution of higher learning. Some of you may already be having multidisciplinary teaching and learning in your campuses, but you may not be knowing the art of developing an institutional development plan. And when you are going to prepare that institutional development plan and submit it to the powers that be, you are going to face the music. And therefore, you will have to work very hard. You also have an opportunity, as per the recommendation of the National Education Policy, that you can also evolve as a university. This is what the policy has talked. Policy has talked about 3 types of institutions: research intensive university, teaching intensive university, and the colleges, autonomous colleges with degree granting power. Some of you are already enjoying the status of the autonomous institution, but you will have to be much more vibrant, and the competition is going to be very, very fierce, because the cost of higher education is increasing in leaps and bounds, and because the students are becoming very, very demanding, and because there are institutions which are going to give you very tough competition. So what is more important in a situation like this, that whilst you need to have the visionary leadership in your individual institutions, you should also have a faculty which is conversant with the latest development in their areas of specialization. And while you may not be having access to outstanding research facilities like the ones which are developed at the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, like the Department of Atomic Energy Facility, like the Inter-University Accelerator Center, but you must keep, the teachers of your institutions must keep themselves abreast about the latest developments that is happening in their area of specialization. It may not be practically possible for every teacher to have access to the modern research facilities, but nothing prevents the teachers to know what is happening in their areas of specialization actually. And for that, we'll have to ensure our relevance as teachers on day-to-day basis, on minute-to-minute basis, and for which the kind of program which you have jointly organized, I'm very happy, and I would like to congratulate all the 3 institutions for having organized this program jointly, because when you collaborate, you learn a great deal actually. Openness, collegiality, and collaborative are the hallmark of the present times. And therefore, I would close by making the last observation that you must lay greater emphasis on faculty development program, and you must be grateful to COVID-19 actually, because COVID-19 has forced you to organize these kinds of webinars when you are not losing your classes, when you are not away from your place of work, when you are not suffering the hassles of the travel. So you can remain in your place of posting, and yet you can learn a great deal by way of organizing these kinds of programs. On this occasion, when you are concluding this 5-day program, I would like to congratulate the heads of all the 3 institutions, St. John's College, Bishop College, and Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of Khalsa College. And I would like to wish each participant who have participated in this faculty development program all the very best and great good luck. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you today in the valedictory function of your program. Thank you. So over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ved Prakash, for your great visionary words. Now it is the time for some feedback from our dear participants. Participants, you can directly now express your suggestions and feedback.
Here I would like to add a few lines for what Dr. Ved Prakash has said. Sir, thank you very much for informing us about the challenges we as teachers and colleges and we have to face in the near future. So we have to empower not only our teachers, even we have to empower our institutions and administrators to face this challenges of providing quality education with affordable cost. That will be in inverted comma. So for each colleges of India, we may have to face the music, where the child is going to get enrolled and who is going to provide the best education with the child is demanding and asking from each one of us. So we may have to have a better facility and better faculty and a better ambience to provide the child and what they need. And here, thank you for enlightening us with the evolution of academics and evolution of research in India in this 19th century. And here I would like to add about our college also. One thing, sir, like our college established way back in 1850, in the beginning, we didn't have we have formulated our own curriculum, and we used to provide degrees to the students. But later, when Calcutta University was established, and from 1862 to 1888, our college was affiliated to Calcutta University. Then later, when Allahabad University was established, it got under Allahabad University. And later in 1925, when Agra University formed, then our college got affiliated to Agra University. And then the first Vice Chancellor of Agra University was our principal, that is Professor A.K. Davis. He was a principal of St. John's College. He became elevated to the first Vice Chancellor of Agra University. So I just wanted to add these things. Thank you, sir, for giving us.
Thank you for expanding my knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for giving us a wonderful, insightful talk. Over to you, Abha.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I request our dear participants, if you have any feedback and suggestions, you can now speak.
Thank you, Abha ma'am. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries and dear participants. It's my great privilege and honor to share the feedback of this 1 week long faculty development program. The faculty development program was really a blessed one. It was very informative, and all the sessions were actually well placed. The sessions were well organized, and all the topics were very relevant to the present scenario. A big thank you to all the resource persons of this FDP, Professor A.K. Bakshi, Professor Chandrabas Narayanan, Professor Dr. A. Srikant, Dr. Jobin Suriyak, Dr. Vinesh Vijayan, and Dr. Vimal Rar. All the sessions were simply great. We, the participants, were highly motivated. We were highly inspired after listening to each and every sessions. On behalf of all the participants, I would like to thank and appreciate the organizers, GAT TLC, Bishop Moore College, Mavelikara, and St. John's College, Agra, for organizing such an remarkable, eventful, fruitful, and meaningful FDP. We look forward to more FDP and sessions like this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tintu. We would like to hear more from you participants. Anybody willing to share your feedback and experience, please? Participants, feel free to express your views and suggestions. Okay, we'll continue. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. As we come to the close of our valedictory session, I invite Dr. Deepa Thomas, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bishop College, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Miss.
Thank you, Dr. Prabha. A warm good afternoon to all. Honorable Chief Patron, FDP, Professor A.K. Bakshiji, Vice Chancellor, PDM University, Professor Ved Prakash, former UGC Chairman and the Chief Guest of this valedictory function, Professor Ashok Mittalji, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, Agra, Dr. Vimal Rao, National Coordinator, Project Head and Joint Director, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD, Dr. Jacob Chandy, Principal, Bishop Moore College, Mavelkara, Dr. S.P. Singh, Principal, St. John's College, Agra, Dr. Susan Borges, IQSC Coordinator, St. John's College, Agra, Dr. Ranjit Abraham, IQSC Coordinator, Bishop Moore College, Mavelkara, Professor C.G.K. Mary, Head of the Department, Bishop Moore College, Mavelkara, Dr. Tresia alias Princi Paulos, Coordinator of this FDP, dear participants and my dear colleagues. As you all know, this FDP was a joint venture of Bishop Moore College, Mavelkara, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center and St. John's College, Agra. The main purpose of faculty development program was to improve the knowledge and motivation and thus enable the teaching faculty to improve their knowledge and motivation and thus enable the faculty to acquire new understanding and instructional skills. We have been fortunate how to this type of association with these two prestigious institutions like GAD TLC and St. John College, Agra. It is my great pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. First of all, I am very much thankful to Professor A.K. Bakshiji, the Chief Patron of this FDP, for his presence and words of encouragement. I thank Dr. Ved Prakash, former UGC Chairman and the Chief Guest of this valedictory function, for his graceful words. I sincerely thank Professor Ashok Mittalji, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar University, for his guidance. I thank Dr. S.P. Singh, Principal, St. John's College, Agra, the patron of this FDP, for his valuable support to organize this FDP program. I am thankful to Dr. Jacob Chandy, Principal, Bishop Moore College, Mavelkara, for his inspiring mentorship, timely advice, and the continuous support. I thank Dr. Vimal Rao, National Coordinator, Project Head, and Joint Director, Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD, for gracing the program with her words. Further, we are grateful to Dr. Susan Verghese, Coordinator of this FDP, IQSC Coordinator of St. John's College, Agra, and also the Head of the Department of Chemistry, for her support and guidance. I would like to thank Dr. Ranjit Matthew Abraham, IQSC Coordinator, Bishop Moore College, for his continuous support. I take this opportunity to thank all the speakers of this FDP, Professor Chandra Bas Narayanan, Sir, Dean, JNCR, Bengaluru, Dr. A. Srikanth, Associate Professor, NIT Trichy, Dr. Jobin Syriac, IISc Trivandrum, and Dr. Vinesh Vijayan, IISAR Trivandrum, for their wonderful and very informative session. I will also thankful to express my sincere thanks to Professor C.G.K. Mary, Head of the Department of Chemistry, Bishopmoor College, for her guidance and support. I also extend my thanks to Dr. Tricia alias Princy Paulos, coordinator of this FDP, for her energy and enthusiasm in organizing this program. We all know that this event never happened without in an overnight. She was very much involved in various activities related to organize the FDP for the past 1 month. Thank you very much, Princy Miss, for your effort. I thank all dear participants from across the length and breadth of our country for their enthusiastic participation in this conference. They were very much cooperated with us in all occasions. I acknowledge all the unwavering support received from the faculty members of Department of Physics, Bishopmoor College, Mavelikara. I also extend my thanks to my colleagues for their enormous cooperation and teamwork in the organization of this event. I once again thank everyone whose contribution has made this FDP a successful one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Deepa Thomas. As we conclude, I would like to draw the attention of participants to the following instructions. Till now, we have conducted 5 quizzes and you will be receiving one final quiz today at 2:30 p.m., which you have to be submitted before 8:30. You have been provided 3 assignments in total. You have to submit the assignments before or on 14th October 2020. For the successful completion of the FDP, you are expected to submit the project as well. The deadline of the same will be on 14th October 2020. This FDP would not have been a success if not for the overwhelming response and cooperation from the participants. Despite of the tight schedule, all have shown interest in participating in this FDP. On the behalf of organizing committee, I thank each and every participant for your wholehearted support and cooperation. Hope that all have benefited by this program. The end of the story is the new beginning for many others. With this note, let's conclude a remarkable, memorable, and knowledgeable one-week faculty development program on instrumental method of analysis. On behalf of Bishopmoor College, Mavelikara, we sincerely thank all the dignitaries for being with us and for enlightening us with your great words of wisdom. Once again, I thank you all. We look forward to see you all next time. Until then, stay safe. Thank you. Thank you all.